Hello, hello, hello. It's Dolly again. I'm here participating in the June Stretch the Sketch Challenge. The idea is to do a layout in a traveler's notebook, an 8.5 by 11, a 9 by 12, and a junk journal, and a traveler's notebook, but just not on a single 12 by 12. You can do a double spread layout of any form, but not a 12 by 12. So we're taking that sketch and we are challenging ourselves to provide to you ways to interpret or shrink or expand a sketch. So without further ado, let me get started and let you know the papers that I've picked out. These 4 pieces of paper here are 6 by 4s from Pretty Little Studio Blooming Hearts collection. I also have from Pretty Little Studios cut-aparts for the words. I took from my stash this vellum piece of butterfly, and I thought that was appropriate because I am free flying into the pool. I am learning how to scuba dive in 1981. I'm drawing out the pink in my goggles because this is a dark photograph, but I didn't want to reproduce it, alter anything about this because I want future generations to know that these photographs aren't altered, they're authentic. But this particular junk journal is from the time I was born, and I'm going through to 2018. They can see the progression of change, not just only in myself, but also in photography. So I tack this down, and I'm going to cut these pieces of papers, as you can see, that had the 3 layers. And then I'll be right back to show you the rest of the process. Okay, I've tacked just a few little spots on the vellum paper, and I kind of put it where the butterflies are, and then I am just hand trimming around the edge. And this junk journal album, the pages are 6 by 8 in trimming. So see, it was just that simple. All right, and then this here, also for my photograph, I am putting it on this pocket page so that I can have hidden journaling. In that photograph, it showed layers underneath, and I think I'm going to cut, let me just double check how I want to layer this. I think I might want to go basically light to dark. I think that's how I'm going to do it. So each one of these sheets get a little bit larger than the next. So I'm going to start with the top layer, and I'm going to cut that. So the first thing I'm going to do is tack down my photograph, and hopefully I'm not out of frame. I'm going to have the first layer because I'm going to have other layers underneath that I'm going to have my pocket at the tip of that page. And to save paper, I can actually come this way with the first layer. And I'm going to use my Creative Memories. I'm going to come down here and cut this. That's pretty even. I think I'll cut that a little bit. So we have that first layer, and then the next layer. Okay, so now we're going to cut the next layer, and we want it. Okay. And they're kind of angled a little bit. It's okay, so I taped that down, and that wasn't too brilliant of me. So we're gonna layer, so we're gonna cut. And you can see I'm just guessing. All right, so now we have the papers cut. And we can fuss with the placement. All right. Now I'm going to pause the camera for a minute because I have to decide if I want to put some squares here. Maybe I'll do frames. So give me a minute because I did not pre-select those. The only thing I pre-selected was my photograph in the initial layering of the photograph. So let me see if I can find maybe some pink frames. All right, I got out my box of goodies that are marked pink. I keep all my items color-coded once I've killed a kit. So I grabbed this, and I know it doesn't match, but I can paint it. So that's my idea, that I can paint it. And so I'm going to go through. I couldn't find any other small things because I'm working on such a smaller scale. So right off the bat, I see flowers. I know it calls for squares, but we don't have to use flowers. Ooh, and I see this for bucket list. So I can put that there. And move that like that. Remember, I really don't need much space for journaling because I'm going to do hidden journaling in there. And sorry about my arm. I have this little rose that is very close to the butterflies. It'll bring that out. And I think that's what I'll start with. And now I have to choose what color of paint I want. I have some Tim Holtz pink. I think that'll work. Let's see, my other pink is this color right there, but I think I would like it to stand out. I can always use the opposite side even though that's paper. So I think that's what I'll do. So this is Tim Holtz Distress Paint, and I'm going to use Picked Raspberry. So I'm going to use that, and we are just going to blot this, and I don't have to use a protective cover on this because this is the new Tim Holtz like glass mat, and it wipes up really easy. Ooh, it's kind of given, I could put a second coat. It's kind of given like a zebra like look, texture, kind of like that. All right, so we'll let that dry. See how that's going to look. So I can let that dry, and if once you put a second coat on and possibly a third, it'll be solid. But I kind of like bringing in different patterns is what I'm getting at, not just texture. So we have texture, but that's a different pattern to what we have here. So we'll go ahead and glue this stuff down because I'm happy. And then, see, this is already dried. And we can continue to add. All right, so I'm going to cut this off at an angle, and it'll give me an opportunity to move this down a little bit more. Decide which layer to place this under. And I want a little bit of element going across. In the photograph, you know, you've got a square picture, a picture, and a picture here. I think I'm going to stick with that right there. And let me see if I can find from these cut aparts any words that I would like to use. Got a mess going on over here. I've got hello there, which is pink today, so I could go hello there, bucket list, dreaming big, dare to dream. So let's cut a few of these out. Stick with this. So it says dare, so I can go like this. I can be you, my banners, to have them go in different directions. I can go like that. Be you, dream big. Alright, I got my little words down there. And then I feel like I need something in that spot. So why not some hearts? It's a girly layout. And I think I might call this complete. Maybe a little bit of splatters. And let's add some splatters. Hoping this will dry. I like that. A little bit more down here. It gives almost like a 3D effect over the butterflies. Oh, I like that. Yay! I'm going to call that complete. That needs to dry. And we'll call this complete, and I'll put still photos at the very end. And I apologize if you heard my dog just sneezing. And that was fun. It was less challenging than I thought. So I will put close-up photographs and once this dries. All right, bye. See you next time. Thanks again for stopping by, and please subscribe. Follow the other links and the other 20 to 22 ladies that are participating in this monthly Stretch Your Sketch. Bye.